Children of Combs and Watch Chains by Emily McClain. Lights up on the office of the Charlottesville Adoption Counseling Facility, a particularly soul-sucking room with drab office furniture and sallow lighting. Della Young and her husband, Jim Young, are seated in two of the chairs. Della taking out her phone to check the time, Jim flipping through a magazine or checking his phone.
This is pointless. We should just go.
Sweetheart, please don't. We have an appointment and we need to speak to the woman. Even if things don't. She might be able to help us look at other alternatives, and we don't know for sure what she's going to say.
She's going to say our application was denied. Again.
We don't know that for sure, okay? Please, sit down.
This is just insane. We keep trying, and I don't know why I thought this time would be any different.
I have a really good feeling about things this time. Our home visit went well, so even you thought it went well, remember?
Yes.
And the doctor said you've been in total remission for 2 years, which is really close to being considered in full remission, which is practically cancer-free. So, we've got that going for us, and my bonus at my new job has put us in a much stronger financial position than the last time we applied, so...
I know.
So, I think the important thing here is to stay positive. I know that's asking a lot, given, well, everything.
I'm so sorry, Jim.
What? Why are you sorry? Don't say that.
I want us to have a baby. It's all I can think about. All we've been able to think about for the last 10 years. And the cancer, and the fertility treatments, and everything. I just wanted it to work out this time.
Don't talk crazy. Of course it's going to work out. We are going to be amazing parents. We've got so much love to give, and I know that no matter what happens, if we are able to have a baby that is biologically ours, or if we are able to adopt, or we grab one left unattended for a moment at a bus station.
Jim, seriously, hush.
I'm kidding. Kidding about the bus station. To any official that might be listening, just kidding. Della, listen to me. We just need to trust that the adoption folks will approve us for, or this round of IVF treatments will take, or the stars come in alignment and we open the door to find a baby in a basket on the porch.
Ugh, why do you have to make everything into a joke?
It's you and me. Always. Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Polly Amante enters with a thick file folder and her clipboard.
Mr. and Mrs. Young?
Yes, that's us. We're here.
Hello. How are you today? I'm Polly Adamante. We spoke on the phone. So glad you could come in today.
Well, did you get the results of the home visit back? I think the social worker was very impressed by the setup we have for the nursery.
Mr. Young, when you and your wife initially put in an application to be considered as adoptive parents, the agency and I had some concerns in terms of your respective ages and health issues,
We're in our
mainly.
40s. Lots of people adopt children in their 40s.
She means the cancer, Jim.
Yes. To put it plainly, it doesn't seem right to place a child in an adoptive home where there is a significant risk for the death of one adoptive parent. It's a traumatic event that a child who has already lost both biological parents should be spared. Don't you agree?
No, wait. We submitted 4 years of medical information. Della has been in remission for 2 years. Did you see that? How can she still be a risk? She's even continued to do the IVF treatments when her body was strong enough between the chemo and... I just don't understand how someone could think that...
How many years of full remission would it take to not be considered a health risk anymore?
It will always be part of the assessment, Mrs. Young. You're never not going to be a cancer survivor.
So even if I go 10 years without another incident, it would still be the thing that prevents us from adopting.
Not necessarily, but there are a lot of factors that go into determining
This can't be
whether or
right.
not.
I thought surely after the home visit, after all the forms and the money, all the counselors, and
Jim, calm down.
no, this is ridiculous. We would be incredible parents to a child that needs them. Surely you can see that. Who the hell are you people to decide if someone is in a health risk? Are you a doctor?
Mr. Young, this is not a decision that I am personally making. I understand this information is disappointing, but it's our agency's responsibility to do what is in the best interests of the children, and it's the determination of the application board that you are not eligible at this time.
Well, that's it then?
Wait. There's got to be something else we can do. Appeal the decision or reapply in a year or.
Mr. Young, it's my personal recommendation that you and your wife that you both maybe consider how you might enrich the lives of children or other people in your community without being parents in the traditional definition of the word.
I think you're completely out of line, Miss Amante.
My apologies. That wasn't my intention.
We should go.
No. I want to speak to the supervisor or whoever made the determination that we were unfit.
Please don't. I want to go home.
I want that person to have to look me in my face and tell me they think I'm not fit to be a father.
Mr. Young, it doesn't work that way. Hundreds of couples apply to be adoptive parents every year.
We have done everything right, every single step, and now you're telling me it wasn't enough. I just don't understand. We tried everything. I thought for sure I had such a good feeling.
We need to go.
Mrs. Young,
Yes?
I wish I had better news. I really do. I'm sorry.
I know. It's not your fault. You're just doing your job.
She helps Jim stand and they exit together. Polly gathers up her papers and exits, lights down. Lights up on the exam room of Winchester Reproductive Health Services Center. Esther Salgado enters with a tray of injection syringes prepped for the next appointment. She fusses with the arrangement for a moment and records the numbers in a patient chart. She exits and returns with Della dressed in a hospital robe.
I missed seeing you last week.
Oh, yes. Your last appointment must have been while I was on vacation. My husband and I went to Myrtle Beach.
I bet that was nice.
It really was a much needed break. I love just laying on the beach and reading. I don't hardly get in the water at all, really.
I'm just like that too. I love the beach, but I don't like the water, especially when I can't see the bottom.
Agree completely.
Della settles onto the exam table.
Now, your blood work indicated that you never had a strong window for implantation last month. Dr. Riley adjusted the dosage for this month to hopefully increase that window. You haven't been experiencing spotting unexpectedly, have you?
No, nothing out of the ordinary.
And how are you feeling?
We got denied by the adoption agency last week.
Oh, no. Oh, Mrs. Young, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Esther. I think Jim took it much harder than I did. I was expecting it, I guess, but he is still devastated.
I understand. Oh, poor man. I'm so sorry for both of you.
I knew it was a long shot, but now it's made me feel a lot more pressure to make this work.
Well, you don't want to put yourself under additional pressure, Mrs. Young. There's plenty of evidence to suggest that extra stress makes implantation more difficult. It's important to try and stay calm and have a sense of acceptance, if that makes sense.
That's easier said than done. We spent so much time and money trying to have a baby, trying to get approved for adoption, trying, and I turned down a round of chemo during my first bout of cancer because I thought I might be pregnant.
Can I get you something? A drink of water, something?
I think about it all the time. If I had gone through with the chemo, would the cancer have not come back the second time? Would they still have a reason to deny our adoption application if I could have prevented the recurrence?
There's no way to know for sure.
Every decision I make, I second guess. I have never made the right choice, and I'm so sick of it. My entire life has been like that.
It's difficult to make sense of the chaos of life. I've seen so many women devote their entire lives to trying to have a child that they forget to live.
That's not what I'm doing.
I didn't say it was, but you can't spend your life going back over every decision that you've made and wish that you'd chosen a different path, you know? That's no way to live either.
I wish I could go back. I don't want to look back on things this time and wish I had done it differently. But I know in my heart that this round of treatment isn't going to work either.
Oh no, Mrs. Young, please don't say things like that.
No, it's true. I want to give up. Dr. Riley doesn't really believe that increasing the dosage will change anything. I know he doesn't.
Dr. Riley is very methodical. He looks at the numbers and makes adjustments based on that information. He wouldn't change your dosage if he didn't think it could have a positive impact.
But I've done my research, and I know the reality of what I'm up against.
It's moments like this that I encourage patients to try and find solace in a higher power.
I'm not very religious.
I don't mean God, necessarily, although I personally find a lot of comfort in my church.
That's good for you. I'm glad you have something that helps.
But sometimes it's about trusting the forces in the universe to unfold for you, feeling open to the possibilities that solutions may lie outside of a normal path.
What do you mean?
I feel, okay, this is not something that I normally do, and I could get in a lot of trouble if Dr. Riley found out.
What?
I wouldn't suggest this to most women because there is a great amount of risk, but I feel so compelled. I think God is trying to tell me to help you, and I should listen.
Esther, what on earth are you talking about?
There is a doctor in town who has helped women like you, whose situations seemed hopeless, helpless. He doesn't have a practice anymore. He lost his license because some of his treatments are very experimental. He refused to follow the medical board's recommendations, and he works, well, outside of traditional medicine now. But he cares about women, and it is his calling to help them become mothers.
He sounds like a quack.
Mrs. Young, I would never mention it to you if I thought he was dangerous.
No, of course not. I'm sorry. That's not what I meant.
He has a success rate with high-risk cases like yours, women who have struggled for years with infertility, with pregnancy, post-cancer treatment, all sorts of tragic situations that he has been able to bring a pregnancy to term. Those women have children, beautiful, healthy babies. One woman had a set of triplets through his methods.
What's the treatment?
It's drug-based, daily pills, supplements. You test your blood yourself, and when the numbers are right, you go to him for implantation of embryos.
That sounds almost exactly like what Dr. Riley does here.
Well, the drugs he prescribes are very strong, much more intense than anything that is available under medical board approval. He has to import them from overseas. And he often has multiple drug regimens going on simultaneously, so there can be some intense side effects. But most women feel it is...
How do I get in touch with him?
Well, I can give you his contact information, but you have to promise me that you won't mention my name or how you found out about him to anyone. Not your husband, not anyone. I could lose my nursing license.
Esther, of course not. I won't say anything. I'm ready to try something different. My current treatment isn't working, and I can't look back on this as yet another opportunity that I screwed up by being overly cautious. I need this. Please, you can trust me.
I want all my patients to find the happiness they are seeking. That is my calling and why I got into this field in the first place. When I see women like you, I want to do everything I can to help. Here.
She sets her cell phone on the exam table and Della types the number into her own phone.
Okay, let's get you set up for this round, and then Dr. Riley is going to come in and see you. Okay?
She helps Della lay back on the exam table as the lights fade. Lights up on a hotel bar. Trisha McDonald is seated at a bar stool drinking a beer. Jim enters, makes his way to the open bar stool next to her, and sits down.
Hi there.
Hello? Are you Trisha?
That's me. You must be Jim.
And you don't look much like your picture.
It's an old picture. You don't look like your driver's license or passport picture either, if that makes you feel any better.
You looked up my passport picture?
Can't be too careful in this line of work. We want to know who we're dealing with right off the bat.
Oh, sure. Sure, I get that.
You seem nervous. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I've never done anything like this before. I didn't even know what I was really looking for, or if such a thing even existed.
It's the internet age. If someone has thought of it, it exists for someone else to buy.
Even a baby?
Whoa. My dude. Let's establish some ground rules before we go any further, okay?
Oh, sorry. Okay, sure.
Rule number 1. Open discussion of the terms of our agreement, should we come to such an agreement, is forbidden. Don't talk about it to your family, friends, or coworkers. As far as anyone else is concerned, you obtained the sought-after item through the standard channels. Period. The end.
Right, I understand.
My employer is well connected. Violation of this rule would be problematic for you.
I understand. Scout's honor. Pinky promise. Whatever.
Pinky promise, what are you, 8?
Sorry, lame joke.
Right. Okay, ground rule number 2.
No more lame jokes?
Let's call that rule 0.
Right.
Rule number 2. All transactions are in cash. No wire transfers, no credit cards, no cashier's checks, cash only.
That makes sense.
And this requires planning on your part. The amounts of cash we are talking about usually take a little bit of time to get together. You can't just walk up to your neighborhood ATM. However, in the course of checking your background, you were determined to be a viable candidate to manage this financial aspect of our arrangement. So, well done, you.
You are very direct. I appreciate that.
I'm discreet when I need to be. And the final ground rule? When you get the call from me that your item is ready for pickup, you have to come immediately. This industry has a lot of risk, of course, but there is an incredible demand for the service. You aren't the only clients that I'm talking to. And I don't always have a good read on when items become available. So when one does, you have to be ready to respond immediately. First come, first serve, literally.
Is it likely to be very soon? Because like you said, I'll need time to get the money together.
I don't anticipate anything in the coming weeks, but your first payment is $50,000, cash. You have my contact info and you can reach out when you get everything together. We can discuss a meeting location then.
First payment?
Yes. 3 payments of $50,000 will get you in the pool of clients that are informed when an item becomes available. The last payment comes when the final exchange happens.
Okay, God, $200,000 total. That's, I knew we were talking about a lot of money, but...
Jim, let me shoot straight with you for a second.
Okay.
When I was checking you out before setting up this meeting, my instinct said, don't bother with this guy. He's not prepared to take this step. I've been in this game a long time, and I've seen a lot of people in your shoes. Turned down by the system, frustrated by biology and bureaucracy, desperate for a solution. I'm offering you that solution, and you have the means to make it happen if you're willing to take the steps. But you might not have the constitution.
It's not that. The transaction would totally wipe us out. Between the cancer treatments and the IVF and the huge market downturn, our savings took a hit.
Of course, you've had a lot on your plate these past few years. Based on your current situation, I could understand if this is too much to take on right now. You're welcome to walk away, no questions asked. But this offer is a one-time thing. I don't have time to deal with people who can't make up their minds. If you say no thanks today, that's it.
When I think about everything that Della had suffered, how much she wants to bait this item, I want more than anything in the world to make that happen for her.
You two have been through hell and back together, and I know you love your wife.
I do. I love her to the ends of the earth.
Then isn't $200,000 a small price to pay for bringing her the thing that will complete her happiness and yours?
This is. I know this isn't exactly legal, is it?
Not in the strictest sense, no.
You're very casual about that.
I help connect people who want to buy something with people who have something to sell. It's pretty straightforward.
Wow, that's weirdly blasé. How does one even get into this line of work?
Why do you ask? You looking to make a career transition?
What? No, just making conversation.
Huh. Feels like stalling to me. What can I say? It's a family business.
Okay, that's a good one.
Thanks. Not everyone finds it funny when I say that.
No, it's great. Dark humor, love it.
Yeah, you gotta laugh, right? I got into this business because I was already in another non-traditional brokerage market. This was a natural next step, but it's not for everyone. I've known a lot of folks, men mostly, who couldn't handle it.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot of raw human emotion that you have to confront. Occasionally dealing with desperate people on both ends of the transaction. It's too much for them. The guy I work with now, though, he's great. My boss introduced us a few years ago, and we've been a team ever since.
you look so young. How long have you been doing this?
10 years.
How many, in that time, do you complete a lot of transactions?
15 to 20 a year on average.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really lucky to be in a career where I have such a direct impact on people's happiness.
Right, I could see that fulfilling.
Yeah. So, do we have a deal, Mr. Young?
I really have to make a decision right now.
Like I said, I don't have time to be involved with people who are back and forth on this. It's too risky. Either we enter into an agreement today, or we don't, and we part ways forever.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, I want to move forward. I will be in touch when I have the first payment.
In cash.
Yes, $50,000 in cash.
Excellent. I look forward to hearing from you, Jim. Pleasure doing business with you.
She exits. Lights fade. Lights up on the living room of the Young home, a modestly furnished room with a sofa and a coffee table. Della is seated on the sofa, working on a laptop. Jim enters with 2 cups of coffee.
Good morning, sweetheart. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Thanks. I didn't hear you come in last night.
Yeah, I had a meeting run late. I knew you were going to bed early, so
Everything okay?
yeah. Uh, everything okay with you?
Yeah. Working from home today. Everyone else in the office is in Phoenix, so not much point of going in. Jim, I know you're still upset and angry about the adoption people. I wish you would.
No, it's not. I am upset, but
I know, and I am too. But we just have to let it go. We can't let it consume our lives. It wasn't meant to be.
I'm not ready to totally let go of the idea of having a child.
I didn't say that. I'm not letting go of that idea either.
Okay, what are you letting go of then?
I'm letting go of the idea that we are ever going to be able to adopt. That's clearly not in the cards. But we could still have a child ourselves.
Is something. Did Dr. Riley say things look promising this month?
It's promising. Yes. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Really? Wait, what does that mean?
I just have a good feeling. I'm a little more at ease, that's all.
I'm sorry I couldn't go with you or to your last appointment. I wish I could have been there to hear what he said that's made you calmer.
It wasn't anything Dr. Riley said exactly.
You seem more at peace about everything.
I'm not totally zen about it or anything, but yeah. I feel like I've got a plan and a path forward.
Well, honey, I'm glad you feel that way. I think you're right. We have to be willing to let go of our preconceived version of what our path to becoming parents look like.
Right. I think that's been our problem all along. We were so stuck in a version of reality that only looked like one thing that we closed ourselves off to other opportunities. It had to be option A or option B, but we didn't really consider.
Option Q.
I was going to say C, but sure. I guess we would be more at option Q at this point.
So what's changed? Did Dr. Riley increase your dosage or change you to a different drug or...
Yes. It's a new drug. It's supposed to be more effective than what we've been doing in the past.
Oh, you didn't mention it to me?
Well, I didn't think you would know the difference, to be honest.
After all the research we've both done. What is it? Another HCG style drug?
It's not really on the traditional drug list.
What does that mean?
It's new. Fairly new.
Like, how new? Is it experimental?
Yes?
Are you in some kind of test group? Della, did you sign up for some new drug?
It's not like that, Jim.
Wait, you can't just... You're taking a new, untested drug and you didn't think that was important news to share with me.
I made an informed decision to try something that has not been totally approved by the medical board in America, but it's got a long track record of success in Europe, and yes, I decided to do it without talking to you about it. I'm sorry.
What are you... have you looked at the risks? What are the side effects? How do you know if it's safe? I can't believe Dr. Riley would suggest something like this. Wait. Dr. Riley isn't doing this, is he? Are you seeing another doctor?
Look, I wanted to tell you, but I just didn't want to risk getting your hopes up, especially after the last meeting with the adoption counselor. But I've been seeing another physician for 2 weeks. A doctor who specializes in very difficult cases like ours, and he's been really wonderful.
This is unbelievable. Why would you not say anything to me about changing doctors?
Well, I wasn't sure I was changing at first. I went to meet him and hear what he had to say, and he was convincing.
Okay. I'm stunned that you would make a decision like this without consulting me.
Jim, we're never going to be able to adopt in years of IVF and everything that Dr. Riley has tried, and none of it's worked. This feels different. Dr. Sturman is...
I like the idea of you putting your health on the line for some experimental treatment. You're not a guinea pig. Your body has been through so much already.
Don't tell me what my body's been through. I'm well aware.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm shocked you would take a step like this on your own. Della, have you got all the information? Did this Dr. Herman...
Sturman.
Whatever. Did he really tell you about the risks that are involved in being a test subject? And did he know about your full medical history as well?
Of course he knows about my medical history.
And where does an unlicensed infertility specialist even practice anyway? A back alley? A basement?
Stop it, Jim.
I'm serious. Where did you find out about this guy?
That doesn't matter. I'm not telling you. I can't.
We've never kept secrets from each other before.
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to stop the treatment?
Are you experiencing any side effects? Anything at all?
Still early, but nothing so far. In fact, it's less painful than the stuff Dr. Riley had me on, so it's actually an improvement on that front.
And you promise that if something starts to feel off, or if you feel like you're getting worse in any way, you'll stop. Okay? I know how badly you want to have a baby, but I can't bear the thought of losing you. Promise me, Della. Please.
I know my own body. I know when something feels wrong. And I feel fine. Okay? Please. Trust me.
The thought of us having a child together. After all this time. Our baby.
I know.
I love you.
I love you too. By this time next month, we'll be pregnant. I can feel it.
Lights fade. Lights up on the bar. Trisha is seated on the same bar stool wearing a slightly different outfit. Jim comes in carrying a drawstring style gym bag.
Okay, here it is.
No hello? No small talk? Hey, Trisha, how's it hanging? Oh, I'm great, Jim. Living the dream. Man, you're no fun today.
Sorry, carrying around this much money in cash makes me nauseous.
Nauseated. It makes you nauseated.
What?
The verb is nauseated. Carrying around 50 grand in cash will cause nausea. In some people.
Okay, fine. Carrying around this much cash makes me nauseated. Keeping Della in the dark about this is also making me nauseated. I spend the vast majority of my time recently feeling that way.
You still haven't told her? That's good. Glad to hear that.
She's put herself under so much strain. She would not understand this whole situation.
Well, this completes your third installment. I've been impressed by both your promptness and your tenacity. My employer is impressed as well.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to work until I'm 97 to repay all the money I've borrowed from our retirement account.
Are you going to be able to get the last payment together?
How soon is a baby? Sorry. Is an item going to become available sooner than you expected?
My employer has a line on something that could come available sooner. He likes you. I've informed him about your unique circumstances, and he was very moved. His own wife died of ovarian cancer a few years ago, so he has a certain personal investment in seeing this transaction completed to everyone's satisfaction. A tribute to his late wife, her commitment to helping families, yada, 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 you know.
Told your boss about Della?
Yeah, is that a problem?
No, I guess not. I'm sorry about his wife.
I'll be sure to pass along your condolences. So, let's get down to brass tacks here. Did you or Della have any preferences?
Sorry?
You know, preferences. Gender, race, hair color, country of origin, favorite sports teams.
No. Well, I mean, isn't this where I'm supposed to say just healthy, right? That's what people always say when you ask them what they want.
People are liars. They always have preferences.
Okay, well, I really do want just healthy. I do, although, okay, gun to my head, I've always wanted a son.
See? Everyone has preferences.
You act like you've uncovered some deeply guarded secret. We all want things, you just don't always come right out and say it.
I find that life would be so much easier if people would just come right out and say what they want. Okay, so if an item that lines up with your stated preferences becomes available, I will make sure you are among the first of my clients to receive the information.
Oh, wait, if a girl comes up first.
You want to try that again?
No. I mean, if the other style of item becomes available first, I
Hmm.
don't want to be left out of the loop. I want to be clear. I'm interested in the item itself, either style.
I understand.
Okay.
Have you thought about how the end game of this scenario plays out? Or are you just going to cross that bridge when you get to it?
Thought about it, sure. Basically, every minute of the day for the past 5 months.
And?
And what? I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, it's nice you've given it some thought at least.
It would be different if Della,
I know. I was sorry to hear about that. Truly, Jim.
she was so sure. We almost made it to 10 weeks this time.
Did she stop going to see what's his face and go back to a normal doc?
Oh God, no. Dr. Sturman is a genius. He's adjusting her to treatment, and this time her body won't reject the embryo. That's how he phrases it. It's like he thinks about it like an organ transplant that her body is not acclimating to properly. It's,
Kind of makes sense to think about it that way, I guess.
yeah, Della is totally enamored with this guy. If he told her to drink smoothies made of ground up glass and rat poison, she would be chugging them down and posting on Instagram about her life changing journey.
Yikes.
Sorry. I shouldn't say things like that.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. You're under a lot of stress right now. It's a normal response.
Is it? Is any of this normal?
Okay, not in the traditional sense of the word, no. But in my experience, what you're feeling is standard. People handle stress in different ways, of course. But I'm sorry about Della. I wish there was something more I could do to help.
See if your boss would waive that final payment?
Yeah, not likely. His capacity for sympathy has a hard limit.
Right, I was just kidding.
Man, I hate hearing about this kind of stuff. Guys like this Sturman dude really grind my gears, you know?
What's the matter? Do they cut into your boss's bottom line?
Yuck it up, wise guy. No, I just can't stand these quacks with their snake oil and their promises. It's disgusting that they're taking advantage of desperate people.
People like Della?
Yeah.
Not to put too fine a point on things, but I'm also desperate. And I'm here basically in the same desperate boat, so wouldn't that make you.
Yeah, I see the dots you're trying to connect, Buster.
I wasn't really trying.
There is a key difference in our business models you're overlooking. I do not promise any miracles. I don't say I can do something that I can't possibly deliver on. I deal in practicalities, in the here and now. I don't make people believe in the impossible, you know? False hope dealers. Those assholes are the real monsters.
Yeah, I guess I can see that.
So listen, if you wanted, I could ask around about this Dr. Sturman guy. I don't know of him myself. Drugs are not my line, obviously. But you'd be surprised about the community overlap. Someone might be able to give you some info if you wanted to.
So what?
I mean, if you were concerned that she is being hurt by this guy, we could look into other options.
Are you talking about?
Oh my god. Oh, that's precious. No. No. I mean, if you wanted, but that option is kind of out of your current price range. But no, I was talking about maybe putting some pressure on him to decide that maybe he didn't want to treat Della anymore. Maybe if he decided it wasn't worth the risk of exposure for his business as a whole, you know? Something along those lines, a little less.
I don't know. I mean, thank you for the offer, really, but I'm afraid that if she didn't have whatever snake oil Sturman is giving her, she might do something even more drastic. That's why. That's the main reason I've kept this going. If we can get a bait, if we can secure an item
There you go, getting better all the time.
this way, rather than watching her put herself through hell trying to get her body to maintain a pregnancy that is just isn't made to do, she can let go. You know. I'm afraid if I don't get this settled soon, she just won't stop until it kills her.
That's heavy.
Sorry.
You know your wife. I've never met the woman, but from everything you've told me, she sounds like the type of person who commits fully. She sets her sights on something and she's like a bloodhound on the scent, right?
Basically.
So, just spitballing here, but maybe she's afraid of who she'll be if she isn't trying her damnedest to be a mother. Now she's survived so much, sacrificed so much. I know you want to be the one to make her happy.
That's it. That's all I want. And a little part of me hopes that when I walk through the door carrying our item, that she will take it in her arms and finally feel peace. She can live a full life instead of this emotional purgatory she's put herself in.
That's beautiful and a little messed up. But I hope that happens for you. I really do. You both deserve this happiness.
Yeah.
She's not going to react like that, though. You need to just prepare yourself. She's gonna freak.
Wait, what?
Just saying. The type of woman that would visit an unlicensed fertility specialist and take experimental drugs is not the type of person to melt away into a cloud of powder and lullabies the minute you come home with your item. She's gonna want answers.
So what do I say?
I couldn't begin to tell you. But understand that confidentiality remains a priority even after the conclusion of our last exchange. As much as my employer has been impressed by your expeditious and professional manner, he can utilize his more ruthless nature when necessary.
Mention that.
This is a multi-million-dollar enterprise. He will protect it.
I understand. I will figure something out. It won't be an issue.
Glad to hear it. Hey, I wanted to tell you, I enjoy getting to know you. I don't get to meet a lot of people that I'd like to hang out with outside of work. You're really funny. After things get settled with your transaction, you think you'd be interested in grabbing a drink or going to catch a ball game or something? Hey, you ever been to the roller derby?
I don't. I mean, maybe.
Never mind. No, forget it. Forget I said that. Sorry. Okay. Thanks for the gym bag. I'll be in touch when things become available.
Okay. Thanks, Trisha. I mean it.
He exits. Lights fade. Lights up on the exam room of Winchester Reproductive Health Services Center. Esther Salgado is making some notes on a patient chart when there is a soft knock on the door.
Yes, can I? Oh, Mrs. Young?
Esther, I'm so glad to see you. I was afraid everyone would be gone.
Well, you caught me just as I was about to lock up. You didn't have an appointment, did you?
No, this isn't an official visit.
I was hoping when I didn't hear from you in a few months that.
Yes, it's come so close, but I didn't stay pregnant.
Oh, Mrs. Young, I'm so sorry. Has Dr. S been? I mean, have you gotten in touch with him?
Yes, he's wonderful, just like you said. I think he's working miracles. He just put me on a new regimen of drugs.
Well, that's wonderful news.
I am on the highest dosage he's willing to give me, and the combination of things has kept me very, it's a strain on my body.
Of course.
I feel terrible about admitting this. I haven't said anything to Jim yet about some of the side effects I've been experiencing recently.
Oh, why not?
I'm afraid he wouldn't understand, or he'd try to talk me out of it. He's cautious, about medical things. He took my cancer diagnosis almost harder than I did, if that makes sense. But lately I've been having a harder time coping.
Esther brings Della onto the exam room and lets her sit on the table. Della allows Esther to casually check her pulse and seems to take note of her overall medical condition without concern.
My heart feels like it's racing all the time. I'm not sleeping at all, and I can't even be in the same room with food smells. Anything stronger than crackers makes me gag. I'm not sure what's in this latest round of drugs. I brought them, and I was wondering if you... Well, if you knew anything about these particular drugs, if there was something else I should be taking to alleviate side effects, or,
Did Dr. S not answer these questions?
well, that's the one thing. It's such a minor complaint, really, but he's not very forthcoming with details. He's old fashioned in that way, I guess. He doesn't want me to concern myself with those things. He says my only concern should be bringing healthy
Healthy life
life
into the
into
world.
the world.
Yes, I know he says that.
Right. And I do trust his expertise, of course,
It
but
can take some getting used to. His methods are a little, yes, old fashioned is a nice way to put it. He comes from a generation of doctors who had a very trust me, we're the degreed professionals attitude. Um, well, I don't read Russian, but I think this might be a follicle stimulator, similar to Follistim or Gonal F, like Dr. Riley uses here in the office. But with this one, it's, it's a little bit different. For one thing, the dosage is very high. How many milligrams did you say you were taking?
200. It's 4 of the pills a day.
Oh, goodness. And that is, well, if that's what Dr. S said to take, then he must have a reason. But that is an awful lot of the hormone for your body to process at one time. 200 milligrams a day, you're sure?
Yes.
Have you had any bleeding or cramping?
Not too bad.
Well, make sure that you talk to Dr. S if that starts to happen regularly. You need to know this class of drugs is very powerful. Your body can get dependent on it. So if you have to be very careful when you're scaling back once you become pregnant.
He didn't mention that. We haven't. I mean, I've been pretty intense about taking everything he suggested at the maximum level. He recommended it that way.
Well, of course. Mrs. Young, may I say something that might be a little out of line?
Yes?
I think you should talk to your husband about what you're experiencing while on these drugs. Make sure that he is aware of what you're taking and why, and the potential risks, but also the potential reward. You said you did have a successful implantation at least once already.
Yes. I made it to 10 weeks.
That's promising. The treatment is having a positive effect. So perhaps next time.
I appreciate what you're saying, Esther, and I don't think you were out of line to say it. But I'm not going to tell Jim. He's under a tremendous amount of strain at work, so many late nights, and I want to solve this problem on my own. Dr. Sturman is so supportive, and we're so close to success. I hope my coming here doesn't make you think I don't trust him.
No, of course not.
But you have to understand how Jim is. If he knew, then worrying about my health or the details of what's going on would consume his life.
I see.
You still think I should tell him?
I do. You and your husband have been through so much. Why do you think he'd stop supporting you now?
If I told him what I was experiencing now, he'd pressure me to stop the treatment. He's terrified that I'm doing permanent harm to myself. But I'm so close. I just know I am. I just need him to trust me when I say it'll be worth it all in the end.
You should give him a chance. I think he'll surprise you.
Maybe.
Mrs. Young, I have a wonderful feeling about you and your husband. You will get the child you both desire so deeply. It will complete your happiness, and you will know the joy of bringing a life into this world.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me bursting in on you like this. I need to let you go. Thank you for talking with me. You're right. I'll tell him. I feel, yes, that's the right thing to do.
God bless you, Della.
You too, Esther.
Della gets down off the exam table and exits. Esther watches her go, then pulls out her cell phone and searches for a number. She puts the phone to her ear and we hear a faint ringing until an automated voicemail picks up.
Dr. Sturman, it's Esther Salgado. Give me a call back as soon as you get this message. A mutual friend of ours is starting to exhibit early warning signs. You need to reach out to her and adjust her dosage. You know how to reach me.
She hangs up. Lights fade. Lights up on the young family living room. Della is fitfully asleep on the sofa, wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt. She's wrapped in a blanket, and her hair is up in a messy bun. She looks sickly, pale, and weak. Her phone is on the coffee table, along with a cup of tea and an assortment of pill bottles in a Crown Royale bag. Her phone rings.
Hello? Dr. Sturman. Yes, good morning to you too. Yes, I'm feeling pretty good. No more, at least, very little nausea. Wait, let me get my pills. Yeah, okay, so you want to change from the Clomid 3 times daily to the, wait, repeat that please? The Trozol, 200 milligrams? I don't think I have that dosage. But I thought, no, of course. And the maca supplements. Okay, so changing that to the yellow dock root powder. Oh, both. No, that's fine. I just had terrible headaches last time. Right, I can definitely drink more water.
Jim enters. He then exits through to the kitchen, then re-enters carrying another coffee cup. He sits down on the sofa as Della tries to get off the phone.
Dell, seriously?
Shh, Jim. Yes, Dr. Sturman, I'm still here. Uh-huh. Absolutely. I am tracking calories. 1,200 a day. Definitely, I promise.
When? When was the last day you ate that much?
Shh, Jim.
What are these anyways? I never heard of most of these drugs. Where are these even coming from? The writing on the bottle isn't in English, Della. Do you have any idea what you're taking?
Yes, I'm taking the pills that Dr. Sturman tells me to take. In the order he tells me to take them. Everything is looking really good this month.
Everything but your health. God, even when you were going through chemo, you looked...
Do not finish that sentence.
This is nuts. I want you to stop taking all this stuff.
Sorry about this. Dr. Sturman, what's the last thing? We have a rough connection. Yes, okay. Right, but doesn't that cause a difficult interaction between... No, I understand. Wait, really? Oh. Okay, Yes, okay, yes, I won't. I understand.
What's he saying?
Nothing. Jim, don't.
Jim, frustrated, exits without another word.
Dr. Sturman, I'm experiencing several intense side effects that I wanted to mention. Right, of course. I'm tracking my dreams, journaling, and all that. No, nothing like that. Should that be a concern? No, I haven't had suicidal thoughts. I mean, more than the normal amount, right? Sorry. That was a joke. Bad joke. My husband makes jokes like that all the time. And no, of course. I get what you're saying about the importance of taking the regimen and following the doses religiously. I don't know what it... I didn't know it was that serious, but I promise I won't stop until you... Of course, I can come in tomorrow. I'll have to see if Jim is able to drive me because I can't... Yes, I've had dizziness before, so I won't drive myself. Yes. See you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Jim re-enters, bringing her a plate with apple slices and peanut butter on them.
Hey, Dell. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you. Made you a snack?
Oh. Thank you. I'm not really hungry, though.
When was the last time you ate something? Don't say coffee.
Last night. I'm just a little nauseous.
Nauseated.
What?
Nothing. Never mind. Forget it. Della, I'm so worried about you. All these different pills, this doctor. Do you think it's possible that maybe he's not, that this isn't working?
What? No, don't say that.
Why? Are you worried he's going to overhear you?
I made it to 10 weeks. That's longer than any time before, and I'm not giving up now. I trust Dr. Sturman, and I need you to support me on this. We are so close, Jim.
Have you seen yourself? You don't sleep, you don't eat, and you stumble around the house like a zombie, and for what? To make it to 10 weeks instead of 5? God! Della, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That wasn't. Please. No. Okay, stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just can't stand watching you put yourself through this. I want you. I want my wife, and I'm losing you. You don't have to do this, okay? Please, sweetheart, I'm begging.
Jim,
I'm so scared seeing you like this. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm scared too. Sometimes. Okay? It's normal. Right?
Will you just promise me that you'll be honest with me and with yourself? If things continue to get any worse, I mean it, Della. If anything else comes up, or if he suggests another newer, different set of drugs or whatever, you'll stop. Okay? I can't go through life alone.
I promise that if anything changes from what's happening now, I will tell Dr. Sturman I want to stop. I can do that.
Okay. Okay. Good.
I'm going to bed. I think I'll be able to get some sleep tonight.
Jim gestures to the plate with apples and peanut butter.
Do you want to take this?
Yes. You're right. I need to eat something. Thank you.
She exits the bedroom and he watches her, waiting for her to go out of earshot. He pulls out his cell phone and finds a number in his contacts. They answer on the second ring.
Hey, I can't talk long, but I need a favor. I'm getting the final payment tonight. Yes, all of it. Don't worry. I'm handling it, but I have to close this transaction soon. I want to meet you for the drop-off tonight. I know you don't have one available now, but Della needs to stop what she's doing, but she won't listen for reason, so no, leave him out of it. I can't deal with that on top of anything else, okay? Look, I think if I can just finish what I started, then she won't. Really? Okay. God, that's okay. Text me the address. Thank you. Yes, I can do that. Yes. Goodbye. Hey, Della. I've got to run back to the office. Gary just called and he needs me to let him in. He left his laptop and keys there. I'll be right back. Love you, sweetheart.
Jim exits. Lights fade. Lights up on a very dingy motel room. Trisha is sitting on the edge of the bed next to an empty bassinet.
That was fast.
I want this to be over with, okay? I need to get back to Della.
Hey, settle down, big fella. I have some really, really exciting news for you.
Trisha, what's going on? Is that? Oh my God, really?
Should be here in a few minutes. You have your final deposit?
Jim hands her the duffel bag.
Okay, we're good. Are you ready?
This is it? Like, it's happening tonight?
You sounded so desperate on the phone just now, and it hit me right in the feels, you know? I knew I had to help you both. I reached out to my colleague, and he brought his client here, and now, You need to practice the story you're going to tell people. Get the details straight now. Come up with dates, locations, research agency names or hospitals in Texas or somewhere in the South.
Why the South?
More restrictive abortion laws lead to more babies being given up for adoption, which is what happened in your case. You adopted this baby.
Right, of course.
Practice it. Let me hear you say the words. We adopted this baby
We adopted this baby
through an agency
through an agency.
in Arkansas.
I thought it was Texas.
Just messing with you. Texas.
Like, where did it really come from?
We don't have to get into that right now. Have you told Della anything?
No, nothing.
What did you tell her about where you were going tonight?
You have the money. We can see. When can I see the baby?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Jim. What are you planning to say to Della?
What difference does it make at this point? It's done.
It makes all the difference in the world. There are rules that you agreed to. This exchange happens only if you continue to abide by those rules.
Even know if I told her.
That's a really big move on your part, Jim. Think very carefully about what you say next.
What does that mean?
Your wife is still seeing Dr. Sturman, still utilizing his treatments.
Yes.
Dr. Sturman's suppliers are international. They have a carefully controlled pipeline of materials to come into the United States.
Yes, the labels look Russian. But what has that got to do with anything?
Has she discussed with you about the importance of tapering? With this particular group of drugs, it's very important not to go cold turkey. It can have really disastrous effects.
What?
Dr. Sturman has to scale down the drugs gradually or the withdrawal can kill. Surely she's mentioned that.
It hasn't come up.
Odd. Well, I'm not a marriage expert, but it seems like something she would have mentioned.
Yeah, I'm sure she will follow his directions exactly. She's very methodical about things like that.
Sure. But things sometimes happen that are outside of her control, or even Dr. Sturman's control. Things to upset a delicate supply chain of illegal pharmaceuticals. Things that could impair her ability to scale down appropriately.
Are you for real?
We know each other better than that. Come on. Don't ask stupid questions. I'm just trying to stress the importance of your adherence to our agreement. That's all.
There is a knock off stage. Trisha exits. She returns a few moments later with Jamie holding a baby carrier.
Who's that?
This is my colleague I was telling you about. Jamie. Jamie? Jim.
Hey.
Okay.
Jamie helps with collection and he sometimes helps supervise exchanges. Great guy.
Thanks.
Okay, that's not great news. How did you handle it?
Usual way.
Clean up?
When we're finished here.
Seriously.
It's not much. Won't take long.
May I? Do you have... I didn't think to bring any formula or a bottle or...
Here you go.
Jamie hands Jim a newborn formula bottle with a screw top nipple like they give you in the hospital.
Shh. Here you go. Trisha,
Yeah.
how old is this baby?
Why do you ask?
It is a he, right?
Yes, your stated preference, if I recall correctly.
Okay, great, right. How old is he?
Fairly new.
Barely?
Like, brand new? Like, less than a day?
Where's his... I mean, what happened to his...
I don't know that we want to get into all that.
No, I want to know.
I told you at the bar. I connect people who have something to sell with people who have money to buy.
She sold her baby.
That's the easiest way to think about it.
What the hell does that mean? Is she okay? Does she want to give up her child?
Jim, I don't think you need to go down this road, okay? You've been under a tremendous amount of stress, but now look at that sweet little face. You're so good with him already.
Do you have a car seat?
What?
You didn't think to bring a car seat? Uh-oh, dad of the year over here, folks.
No, I didn't. Uh, what do I do?
I guess we'll have to take him back to his mother.
No.
Kidding. Totally kidding.
Can I see her?
No, that's not a good idea.
Did she die giving birth?
Mr.
Young.
Young, look, you really don't need to worry about her. She was a willing and eager participant in the whole process. But this is still a difficult decision for her, and seeing you would be more painful. Surely you don't want that.
No, but I don't like this. What's going on with her? Why did she agree to? Is she in the motel now? Is she okay?
She agreed to the terms and was fairly compensated.
See? There you go. Straight from the horse's mouth. Everything cool?
That didn't answer my question.
Yeah, well, that's all you're gonna get from us.
I hate the idea that I caused this.
Oh, buck up, Jim. You are the reason this industry exists. Don't try to absolve yourself of any involvement now.
Mr. Young, this child's mother was in a really unique situation, but now she is happy and healthy and ready to start the next chapter of her life.
That's total bullshit, isn't it?
If it makes you feel better and you're able to walk out of here and feel good about what's happened.
I feel good. I'm a part of this seedy world that this poor woman was.
Stop with the liberal guilt, Jim.
She's dead because you made her give birth in this shitty motel instead of a hospital?
These folks tend to avoid hospitals anyway.
No, not now, Jamie.
You're right, not helpful.
In any event, she was participating in a transaction just like you are, with full faith and knowledge of the terms.
Give up her baby as payments for some debt.
Jim.
Just tell me. I need to know.
You really don't. It's best that you don't.
You need to trust us in all of this, Jim. You need to listen to the experts, okay? Take your son, name him. Tell people how you were able to adopt him and love him and how he's made your and Della's lives complete and you are happy beyond measure.
Okay, you're right. I don't know what to do about the car seat situation.
Are you going far? In a pinch, the baby carrier can serve as a makeshift car seat for a short drive, but you're going to want to get a 5-point harness, rear-facing car seat for your ultimate final purchase.
Jamie, we don't need a safety lecture. I'm sure Jim will get it all sorted out.
She said, isn't she?
What do you want from me, man? If I tell you the sort of details, you will just get all weird and wrapped up in your morality about it. And it will poison this. And you've worked so hard for...
Oh, Trisha, I don't know.
Tell yourself a safe story, Mr. Young, please.
Listen to Jamie. He knows what he's talking about.
No, tell me about her. Tell the truth. Someday my son will look at me and want to know, and I want to be able to tell him at least something that is close to the truth.
You can't tell him either.
Trisha.
Fine.
Trisha?
No, it's cool. She's originally from El Salvador, so you can tell him that. Although it will probably be obvious that he has Central American origins anyway. She came to us last year.
Us?
My employer has wide and varied business interests.
Was she a prostitute?
Why would you assume that?
Sorry, okay. She's from El Salvador. What's her name? Her first name.
Well?
Maria.
Seriously?
Oh, very original.
Yes, Maria.
Okay, what does she look like?
Jim, this is...
No, I need to be able to tell him. I need to know.
Her name was Maria. She was 15. She was a victim of domestic abuse. She ran away and got mixed up with sex trafficking. She got away, with our employer's help, actually, but she couldn't keep this baby. So he was able to connect him with you, and she is glad her child will have a loving, stable home to grow up in. You can tell her your son that, truthfully. She wanted him to have the best chance, the best life she could offer.
She wasn't coerced. She wasn't forced to give him away at gunpoint or anything.
God, Jim, no! You make us sound like monsters.
No, no. Sorry.
There. You happy? You have a nice story to be able to tell Jim Jr. when he's old enough to ask about it.
Yes.
Okay. Jamie, go ahead and start cleanup, okay?
Look at me. You did everything you could to prevent her death. You offered to take her to a hospital and she refused.
Jamie?
Yes. She passed away from totally natural
I don't
causes.
believe you. You killed her? You killed her.
I'm not interested in getting into two cleanup situations, Trisha.
Yeah, well, neither am I. Jim, you need to stop this right now. Go. Go back to Della, and you need to start this new chapter. Stop asking messy questions.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Trisha, this is spiraling.
Handling it, Jamie. Look, you need to get yourself together. Stop acting like you're some innocent victim and own the inevitable consequences of your decisions.
You know what this means to me. I'm saving Della's life with this child. I didn't know what else was at stake.
Trisha, maybe we should just...
Okay, no. You're right. I spoke in anger. I'm just floored at this response from you. You're getting what you wanted.
I didn't want someone to die for me to have a son.
What did you think was going to happen? Someone would happily skip in, pop out a baby for you and Della, and exit stage left, never to be seen again?
Mr. Young, I think you should go. You should go back to your wife now. For your own safety.
Remember our agreement, Jim, okay?
Oh, I know.
I know you know. Have your story and stick to it.
I know. I will.
Good luck, Mr. Young.
Did you name him yet?
What?
You should think of a name for him.
His mother called him Henry. That was his grandfather's name. Apparently.
Fine. Henry, yes. That's good.
He takes the baby carrier off stage.
Ugh, don't give me that look. Okay, not one of our smoothest transactions. Sorry about that. I got a little too invested. Too close. Won't happen again. Always room for improvement, right? How about his cleanup?
Bad. Pretty bad. 7 out of 10.
Lead the way, Kimosabi.
They exit. Lights fade. Lights up on the Young family living room. Della is in a very anxious state, checking her phone and sitting on the sofa. She opens one of the many pill bottles that litter the coffee table, pouring some tablets into her hand. She counts them out, takes 3, and a long drink from the glass on the table. Her stomach cramps painfully and she doubles over, groaning. Her phone rings.
Jim? Oh, Dr. Sturman. Hello, no, I'm sorry I couldn't come. I left a message that my husband wasn't able to drive me, and... No, I tried to, but I was too afraid to get behind the wheel. It's mainly the dizziness, yes, and some spotting. Nothing heavy, but... Right. Yes, I've been drinking the red tea. Yes. I understand you're concerned, but I don't know where my husband is right now, and... Okay. I'll see if I can make it in to see you. No, I understand. No hospitals. I won't. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Sturman. I know. Yes, I trust you. See you soon.
She hangs up the phone, making her way unsteadily off stage. She comes back with her purse and car keys, stopping to kneel by the coffee table to gather up the pills and toss them into her purse. She white-knuckles her way back to standing. When she is doubled over, the pain finally forcing her to the floor, she manages to get her phone from the table and dials Jim's number.
Jim, please pick up. God damn it, pick up the phone! Jim, I need you to come home. It's an emergency. I can't get to Dr. Sturman, and I need you to... Please, whatever you're doing, it's gotta wait. I need you.
She hangs up the phone, groaning again and crawling back to pull herself up on the sofa where she curls into a fetal position. We hear a car door slam, and Jim comes on stage carrying the baby carrier.
Della! Della, are you awake?
Jim,
Hey. Oh my God, honey.
where have you been? Why didn't you answer your phone?
I couldn't, Della. I have... This is our son, Henry.
What the hell have you done?
What's going on? Do you need to go to the hospital?
No hospitals. Tell me what you've done.
Please, Della, just try to understand. This is a solution to our problem, and he's so wonderful. Just look at him, please.
What? No.
Take it easy. Don't...
Get away from me. I don't want it. I didn't ask for you to do this, Jim.
Please, just look at him. Hold him for a moment, Della. He's ours, and...
No, he's not ours. You bought him like a washing machine.
How is that any different from us going to the adoption agency? I found an agency that wouldn't turn us down.
Because it's different. The people giving up their babies for adoptions aren't victims of God knows what kind of... Jim, what will we tell people who ask us how we suddenly got a baby?
Okay, I have all that part. I have it all worked out. Already, I do.
I don't want to hold him. You need to take him back where he came from. This isn't how I wanted to have a child.
I can't take him back. That's insane. Besides, his mother died. There's nowhere for him to go.
Did those criminals tell you she was dead? To make you feel better about what you were doing?
Why are you being this way? This is what we wanted. And I think I did the right thing for us. You can stop trying taking these crazy pills and killing yourself.
How? How could you have kept something like this from me? Don't touch me!
He doubles over. Blood is visible on her clothes, and she presses into it, trying to stem the worst of it.
Della! Oh my God! Della! We need to call 911.
No! Call Dr. Sturman!
I'm not calling that lunatic. He's the one that did this to you.
I can't go to a hospital.
Here, sit.
You can't go call 911. Just take me to Dr. Sturman.
Della, no, please. Shh, it's all right. I will fix it. Shh, Henry, just give me a second.
He finds Della's phone and dials the number.
Hello? Dr. Sturman, this is... No, shut up! This is Jim Young, Della's husband. We need you to come here, and... No. You heard me. You come here. Della's bleeding, and she won't let me call 911 because she said you told her not to, so you're unlicensed ass. What? No. Yes, that's a baby. It's none of your goddamn business. You get over here because I know people. If she dies, you will be held responsible and I will make you pay for it.
He hangs up. He manages to find a towel and presses it to Della, the blood getting on his hands. As he readjusts his position, he switches the baby to his other side, getting the blood all over the blanket, wrapping around the baby. Lights fade as he begins to sob along with the baby. Lights up on the adoption agency office. The office is closed. There's a long time when there's no action on the stage. Phone rings. No one picks it up. Polly enters from the front of the office, followed closely by Jim, carrying the baby carrier. He has changed shirts and put a new blanket around the baby.
This is really, I mean, incredible and highly irregular. I'm not sure I understand
No,
exactly.
I know. Thank you for talking with me on such short notice. Look, I can't go into details, so please don't ask. But my wife, she passed away. I can't. The thought of raising a child, our child, on my own.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Please accept my condolences.
Yes,
She
thank you.
Was it complications from childbirth?
What? No. Well, maybe.
How long ago did she pass?
Yesterday. Yes. Yesterday.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Mr. Young, you're very upset, which is totally understandable, but I'm not sure you're in the best place to be making these major life decisions. Is there a family member or a friend I could try to reach out for you? Because
There's no one. It was just me and Della.
your wife wanted this child so badly. I know it's hard to see this now, but try and think about the love that you both held for this child before he was born,
She
before
didn't want this child. She never even held him.
what? Where did this baby come from?
I can't tell you that.
Oh. Oh. Oh, Mr. Young, this is. I cannot be a part of this.
I cannot raise this child. I'm not fit. The only possible thing I can do is try to give Henry the best chance. You've got to know some family that could be the best chance for him.
No, this isn't how things are done, Mr. Young. We have policies and procedures to ensure that children are
Do
safe.
I have to say to you? Do I have to say that I'm going to hurt him? Do you need to hear me say something like that? Or,
You've gotten involved with very dangerous people. Are you being threatened now? Are they here? Were you followed here?
I'm trying to. All of this, everything, was for Della. I wanted to make her happy, and I would move heaven and earth to give her what she wanted. I thought that's what I was doing. I have nothing left. All of our savings, retirement, everything, I used all of it to pay for him. I can't afford to keep the lights on this month. I have this baby, but no Della. I can't bear to look at him. Please, I'm begging you, take him.
You should have never. These people are monsters. This is a level of evil that you have willingly participated in, and by coming.
My wife is dead. She died taking some extreme unregulated fertility treatment pushed on her by some quack. I didn't know the extent of it, and now she's gone. It's my fault. Everything is my fault.
My official recommendation is that you find the closest safe haven and drop the child off there. There's no criminal prosecution if the child is dropped off unharmed at a safe haven. He will go into emergency foster care and be adopted by a qualified and approved family soon. If I take him from you now, there will be too many questions that you don't need to answer for all our sakes, okay? Can you do that?
I don't know.
You need to pull your head out of your ass and figure it out. They will kill you and resell this baby to the highest bidder, which could be another desperate family that would love him or a wealthy person with unimaginable evil intentions. They don't care. It's a business. Listen to me, Mr. Young, okay? Do you understand what I am telling you?
Yes.
Can you do what I said? Can you take him home tonight and go to a safe haven in the morning?
Yes.
Good. Okay. I'm very sorry about your wife. She was a good woman. I think she would have been a wonderful mother.
Yes. She would have.
He exits. Polly sits down on one of the waiting room chairs, shaken and sad. Lights fade. Lights up on the living room of the Young home. Della's body is gone, but the sofa is still a mess. Bloody towels where Jim attempted to clean up cover the sofa and coffee table. Trisha and Jamie are standing on either side of the room when lights come up, surveying the damage.
Good Lord, would you look at all this?
This is why you don't mess with unlicensed doctors, Jamie. This right here. God, this pisses me off.
I know.
This poor woman trusted that idiot. God, poor Jim. I know there's a ton of money in the illegal pill racket, but I hate it. It's this kind of... I mean, look at this mess. She's dead, don't you think?
It looked like she lost a lot of blood.
Why didn't Jim put a stop to this? You know? He had a plan. The plan was working. Why didn't he tell her she had to taper off the drugs? So stupid. Stupid.
Hey!
What?
You need to focus, Trisha. You got too invested. You said so yourself. But you know what's at stake here, and you're a professional. Okay? Say it.
I'm a professional.
We're expected to...
To handle the shit.
Exactly. Now, where'd he go? We know no 911 or ambulance came here, so...
My money's on a safe haven. You can drop kids off there, no questions asked.
there would be some questions.
I mean, not the kind of get you in trouble questions.
Okay, but that's not no questions. That's a few questions. There's still a risk we need to assess.
Look, Mr. Literal, we don't have to...
The sound of a car pulling up stops further conversation. The car door opens and the sound of a baby's crying is heard off stage. Car door shuts. Trisha motions to Jamie to go off stage out of sight, and she perches on the arm of the sofa to avoid the worst of the mess. Jim enters, holding the baby carrier.
Shit. What are you doing here? How'd you...
Hey, calm down. It's okay. It's cool. Just a check-in, just a follow-up. Careful there, Dad. So, looks like things got kind of crazy here. Is everything okay? I mean, clearly not. Did you take Della to the hospital? Is that where she is now?
No, she wouldn't let me call 911, and when Dr. Sturman got here, she lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, I see that.
How did you get in my house?
Not important. We need to talk. There's some concern that you're trying to abandon your fatherly responsibilities. Is that true?
He died on the sofa yesterday. It was less than 24 hours ago. I can't take care of a baby on my own, and...
I see.
Are you here to take him back?
We need to talk about some other things before we can get into that.
Are you going to sell him to some pedophile?
I don't know who you've been talking to, but that's not the plan. More money and finding another family to adopt him. Plenty of desperate people around.
Am I able to get my money back?
You can't be serious right now. What happened to... Where's her body?
Dr. Sturman took her away.
And you're worried about us being connected to shady people?
Please.
Okay. Sorry. God, Jim. You're really great with him. Are you sure you don't want to take a few more days, sleep on things, before you make any rash decisions? I mean, you did pay $200,000 for the little guy.
This is completely insane.
Hey, I don't want to, but I gotta ask. Did you say something to Dr. Sturman about the baby, where he came from?
No, we were a little busy trying to keep Della from dying to have a lot of chit-chat.
Okay, I understand.
What else do you want me to say, Trisha? I need to change Henry and try to get him to sleep. I'm exhausted and...
Do you want us to take him back? I can't give you your money back, but I don't want you to suffer needlessly.
Can you promise me that he'll go to a good family?
Does that affect your decision?
Of course. Christ, I'm not going to give him to you to hand over to some child molester.
Do you think I'd let that happen?
After everything I've seen the past 48 hours, I'm not sure what anyone is capable of doing anymore. Did your boss mess with Della's fertility drugs?
That was only on the table if you told her about us. To my knowledge, that didn't occur yet.
So her death, it wasn't because you thought I'd.
I'm impressed you think that we're as fast acting as that, but no. We had nothing to do with your wife's death.
If I had told her, if I had said from the beginning that what I was planning to do, do you think she would have stopped taking the drugs?
That's a catch-22 of a question, Jimbo.
I want you to take him. I think, yes, that's the best thing.
All right. Jamie?
Jamie emerges.
Hello, Mr. Young.
Where did you come from?
He came in with me. Didn't know for sure what we were going to be walking into over here, so he's getting in a crisis, aren't you, Jamie?
That's what I hear. I'm sorry about Mrs. Young.
Yes. I can't.
I understand. I'm going to change him before we get back in the car.
Sounds good.
Jamie exits back into the kitchen carrying the baby. Jim watches him go, numb and empty.
I don't... Look, I'm not good with goodbyes, emotions, whatnot, and to be honest, I'm a little afraid you're gonna blow your brains out when we leave.
No guns in the house.
Okay, cool. Guess everything's hunky-dory then.
What do you care if I do it? You got my money, you got the item back to resell. It's a big win for you and your asshole boss.
Yep, everything's coming up my way. This is the opposite of what I wanted. I wanted you and Della to be happy, to have your perfect family. I wanted that as much as you did. This is breaking me, Jim. I can't... Ugh. So you're gonna what? Sit in the garage with the car running, rope over the rafter, toaster in the bathtub? Not telling you how to live your life, but taking a bunch of pills seems a little on the nose.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, I'm not really an ideal advisor in this capacity.
I'm not asking for a how-to manual.
No, I know. I'm sorry. I wish things had worked out.
Jamie re-enters and puts the baby into the baby carrier while Jim and Tricia watch silently. When he is finished, he stands up and goes to the exit.
Jim, this is final. You can't take it back, okay? So, you are really, truly sure this is what you want to do? No takebacks, no redos. I think you're making a mistake.
No, I made a mistake. This is the correction.
Okay.
Please make sure he goes to a good family. I'm begging you, Tricia.
I know. I will.
Say the words.
I promise. I really do. Take care, Jim.
Okay. You too.
Trisha and Jamie exit, leaving Jim alone on the sofa. Lights fade. End of play.